if you're a market maker for a token, just assume you feel the responsibility, for the token. Not everybody does, right? But if you are, right, and you're like looking at it, your customers are the holders and the traders, right? For the most part, those are the customers, right? You're trying to service, and might be sounding a little silly, but so what's the service you're trying to provide? Well, for the token holders, price go up over time, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the traders, volatility.
Exactly.
Because there are droves of people that are they're purely here for that. That's what they're here for. Just like you guys said, they're here to do the trading. And if they can't trade a token, why would they begin it? Right. And I know it goes against the things I think about for Hex for sure. But I mean, it's the fact that's what people are doing with Hex now. And so then the question becomes, well, when you're doing the market making, when's the best time to put a lot more of your liquidity out there, meaning your tokens for people to take off the market? Well, when price is high, you get paid in whatever the other thing is. And when's the best time to pull it off the market? When prices are low. And when you pull the prices, and kind of like Neil's saying, we get to the next peak, and people say, "Well, we'll never get to one. We're going to get to one." All of a sudden, you're going to see liquidity disappear. Why are you going to see liquidity disappear? Because what's going to happen is if that liquidity disappears, those prices will be very volatile to the downside. And if you're a market maker, you can step in and protect the price later if you preserve your capital now. And yeah, and people call that all sorts of different names, but that's really the name of the game. Is you want a market maker to come in and support the price at some level and protect it. Um, and you can look at Hex case in point. We ran out of people who were willing to protect the price, and that's why we're as low as we are now. Maybe that's the way it should be. I don't know. We're going to find out. Maybe that's the way it should be for right now. But at some point, somebody's going to have their fill. You can see it every day. The holders are going up every single day. More and more wallets holding. And so at some point, whether it's explosive as Axis says, or some others, or it's a little less, we're just going to run out of supply for people to purchase. And the reaction will be, the LP might actually get thin. Not just because people pulled it off, but the market makers pulled. And so it's not just that it went into new hands, but the market makers pull. Why? Because they want the price to go up. Why do they want the price to go up? Because at the end of the cycle, they're able to take that, convert it to something else, wash, rinse, repeat. And not everybody, of course, some people don't have like the ultimate goal isn't to help all of us, right? Maybe they're just looking out for themselves, but that's the game.
Is that becoming more, just going back to the point of just, the liquidity and kind of the positions and again, market makers and stuff there too. Very, very good points. Very interesting. Talking about, when it gets pulled, when the price go up and down and I get shifted around. Like, I hope everyone heard that and understood that piece. It's very, very critical. I'm just thinking about, is it more normal these days? For example, okay, you get in a coin early and you get a bunch of supply and the price does a 10, 15x or whatever. I go, wow, cool. Got that one. Going to go get some liquidity. Going to go sell some. And you look and let's say, you made 100, you got 100,000 of the coin, whatever. And you look at the liquidity side, like, oh, well, in order to get DAI or Pulse or whatever it is, there's only 50K in there, for example. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people look at that and think, oh, well, this is, there's not enough liquidity to get out. How can I market sell? How can I get out of a coin like that? It's generally, again, to a face value, it is, man, this is not, I actually don't have $100,000. I have at most $50,000. I'm going to eat all the slippage, give away all my coins. Do I really want to do this? All these scenarios start playing out. So do we need to sort of come to this, I don't know, the normalization or the just advanced user thing, or just the other aha thing is like, okay, some coins, there's going to be some projects where you just, first of all, you just don't want, there's just not enough, there's never going to be enough liquidity to just market sell $1 million worth of it or something like that. It's going to have to be, okay, if I got in the tokens early and I made a bunch of money on paper, in order to get out, I'm going to have to set that strategic liquidity position to get out over time. Therefore, I don't have to deal with all the slippage and market stuff that happens. I can control that better. Is that just a tool people need to first mindset, like come to realize that like that's just going to be the case for a lot of these coins. It doesn't mean they're good or bad. It's just going to be a sort of thing. And two, learn how to do in this ecosystem and probably others where that is going to be the way to get liquidity, you know, in the future when we hope all these projects do really well. What do you guys think about that?
It's a big topic all the time. I'm thinking about talking about. I hate to break it to myself, but hey, crypto bro, we're all not getting out of here with $1 billion, right? So, they don't.
No, it's like, all right, everyone can't split at one time, but if we all agree to we can still make money. Is there like an analogy there?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. You broke up a little bit. I don't know if it was me. I thought it was my computer, but
Oh, it's me.
but I got your gist. We're all not getting out of here with a full bag. You can really see this illustrated. You go back and look at the ETH and the BTC holders. All right. Yes, if they held this all this long, 15 years, they're super wealthy now. You know.
Yeah, and the BTC holders, there's enough liquidity for them to dump 10, 20 Bitcoin, not really affect the price massively, right? And so, but for us, with the lack of liquidity, I mean, what we have, it's our TVL and Pulse chain.
Yeah, I see Axe's comment in the chat. I didn't go there with the P stuff because I don't know if we want really to be talking about the P fork stuff, but hey, listen, one of the things I think I discovered for myself as I went along was, hey, you know what, talking about all this V3 stuff makes sense. Talking about being able to swap into uptrends is great. Limit orders is great. V2 is even great, but man, there's so much time and effort involved. That's why I'm waiting for Tetra, by the way. But there's so much time and effort involved with actually making those things happen. And then one of the things you realize too, if you're trying to look at really big numbers, is V2 probably is one of the best ways to get out of something. However, you have to have both sides.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so guys, if you're out there saying, hey, I got a warning for you. You think you're going to pull $1 million out with V2, you probably need 10 million in the first place. Right. So it creates this ever kind of growing thing that is not a overnight thing. I mean, sure, pinpoint people sell and get out. Right. Of course, we've seen that. But if you're looking to be in this multi-cycle, it really is a long game.
Yeah, V2 play would have to be a slow DCA out as the price ran up to get the other side. So then when you're ready, you provide liquidity. Now, as it goes on up, you can then slowly exit out. But that's some forward thinking somebody has to have to play that game.
Well, yeah, and if you take it a step further, Neil, right? I was talking about this in my chat that you over collateralize it. That's kind of where I'm coming from. So so if you want to get out with V2 faster, you just need more V2. But that means you got to have both sides, and that's kind of the little bit of the point Axis was getting at with the liquidity. Now he didn't mean that exactly, but it's my take on it. If we see a world where the P liquidity, these P4 copies become real, like the P DAI, I instantly, I have a million P DAI, right? My million P DAI is now instantly at whatever time it happens worth $1 million. I can put that up against something else. It's effectively saying I would be able to get out right now. I guess I take a step back and forget P DAI. If I had $1 million, which is worth a DAI, which I don't, but if I did, I would be very confident that I could use that with V2 to get out of other positions, because I could pair it up and I could take advantage of the market as it moves in kind of a quick fashion, and by over collateralizing what I'm trying to get out.
Just the idea that it's kind of a privilege to be able to market dump a large position on any coin, unless it is, Pulse. Like I know it sounds like it's so obvious, but like I don't think that idea has been popularized enough of being able, especially newer projects or ones that are doing liquidity plays or don't have this $1 million of Pulse on the other side, or $1 million of DAI or whatever it's paired with, or ETH or whatever network you're on too. It's one of those things people came to expect. Oh, I can just sell at any time and take all it out. And yeah, you can do that when the prices have went up 10,000x, and hopefully you actually made money off of it. And yeah, the liquidity is there when you need it, when everything's the opportunity's gone away, right? But majority of things, the expectation is, okay, well, if I have a big position, if I'm lucky enough to get in early, do I want to take all of it at first? I guess 2 decisions. Do I want to, do I want to support the community? Do I want to support the project? Do I want to take all the other side out of the pool that everyone else wants to trade with? Or do I want, like, at one time, or do I want to do it over time? That can help, maybe even help as the price goes up, like help my bags grow and help the community, and just play the game in a different way.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal something from Axis that he's been saying recently about change a little bit, because it goes hand in hand with what you and I have talked about with passive income. You want to make $100 a day, or do you want $100? What do you want? And you can go burn this stuff down, get your $100, and then you're out. Or you could figure out how you make $100 a day.
100%, 100%. That's a better mentality than trying to dump. But you need dumpers, you need traders, you need both.
You need both. It's crazy, yeah.
But here's the funny thing that's about to happen. We're about to launch this compound limit order tool here next day or two, whenever Stu's done with it. And it's going to basically automated swing trade. So anybody can use these tools to swing trade between stuff they like, and that's going to bring volume. So now we have more volume and volatility for those guys who could be the same guys providing liquidity. So what if you're playing both sides? You're an LP provider for, say, some of the index tokens, and you're swing trading when price drops. You're basically arbitraging between the pools with an automated fashion. I mean, it's going to be a pretty cool way to live. Like, man, I'm making money both ways now. I'm getting more of the thing I like, whichever token you want, and I'm moving LP and earning fees. Now I'm earning $200 a day or whatever you're saying.